let's get going then. Does Suri have anything to say? Anything new? Hello again. Let's ask about the courtesan killer. You keep up with the news, Suri. I don't suppose you recall any strange visitors last month? This about that girl, Hannah, was it? One who turned up dead last month. You remember her? Of course I do. The poor dear. She was staying with us in one of the less fancy rooms for a spell. I believe she was killed in the hotel itself. Did she have any visitors the night of the murder? What happened to her personal effects after the crime? Let's start at the top. What, really? Saints, but that's a chilling thought. Apparently some residents heard quite the scuffle the night of the murder. I suppose it's possible. The poor dear. I'd no idea. Did she have any visitors the night of the murder? Her specifically? I'm afraid not. Plenty of people in and out that night though. Damn. What happened to her personal effects after the crime? The bobbies took most of it in after the fact, except for a few bits and bobs. Suri produces a worn hairbrush with a carved ivory handle from a drawer set within the reception desk. This was hers. Might be a titch morbid, but I've been using it myself, truth be told. It's yours if you'd like. If you need it for evidence or something. You were using the dead woman's hairbrush? Suri shifts uncomfortably. Well, it's not like she was using it, was she? I couldn't let it go to waste. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I don't really want to say that, but I guess we didn't have an option. She blushes, high in fears. Oh, like you're any better. Better to change the subject, though I'm glad the brush is in my possession now. If I have any further questions, I'll be back. Of course, Miss Reid, I'll be here. I didn't really want to, you know, really call her out for it like that, but the game gave me no choice in that regard. Don't need to sit on the sofa right now. Let's go to Soris Square. And I need some more water. This game is tough on the old voice box. Much better. Okay, now please load in Soris Square real quick. Come on now. But I suppose now that we sent Iron Bear to the tavern, that's probably a place we should go to later, right? So courtesan killer, a note from Ives has arrived, requiring my presence at the Velvet Rose, right? Fan collector is still going. Fisherman's Bride. That's gonna come up later, and run for your money. I should drop by his. Oh, that's right. That's the thing at the what's it called, at the tavern as well. Okay, that is definitely a side quest, but I don't know if we can just go in there and do that. Well, maybe we can. Let's go to the docks first. See if we got any money out of that at least. And then we head to the Velvet Rose to investigate with Ives. I don't know if that's how you pronounce the name. I've read the name before multiple times, but I don't think I've ever had to say it. So if I'm saying it completely incorrectly, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I don't mispronounce stuff like that on purpose. I just sometimes don't know any better. Jemmy, that asshole. I'm not even gonna talk to him. Betting station. Hello there. Wager you're here to see how your bet fared. I'm an open book, aren't I? Sorry, chum. Your bet came up AR. Also ran. Failed to place among the first 3 finishers. Better luck next time. Well, damn. Paco Mandalus is over here. Hercules, the betting station. Jamie, the bartender. I know the drinks in here are terrible, so I don't feel any need. So I don't have any need to get anything from here. And I don't really want to talk to Jamie right now. Shame that we didn't get anything from the bet, but what can you do? Let's go to the Velvet Rose. Oh, wait. Maybe we could have talked to Felipe? Since, you know, that questline is still there, I'm gonna quickly return to the docks. Luckily, the loading screens for those 2 places aren't that long, since there's not that much to load in. I mean, all of it seems like gracious compared to, like, you know, games that aren't in this style, like Baldur's Gate was. Just the fisherman. This is where Felipe is usually selling fish. Strange he isn't here. Perhaps he's busy somewhere else. I hope he wasn't caught up in whatever happened to poor Ariana last night. Was Ariana the one that he was interested in? I don't quite remember. Fisherman's Bride. I guess we'll see. I forgot what the name was of the person he was interested in. Alright, let's go to Beggar's Lane then. Let's go there real quick and check in on the Rose. See if we can find out anything about what happened last night, since I assume Clara Reid has more of a keen eye than Atticus Daly. No offense to Atticus, but he was really, really drunk the night before, so, you know, with a complete hangover, you're not gonna pass the details. That's just gonna be tough. Okay. Fancy camera move. Okay, where do we have Ives? Lefty Braun. Clementine. There's a newspaper. That's gonna lower our hope, but I'm gonna read it anyways. It appears to be a copy of the London Journal, a small to middling paper, often prone to gossip mongering and fluff. The front page story glares out in brazen black ink. The courtesan killer speaks. There is a half-tone reproduction of a letter, penned in cramped and messy script. Let's read it. My salutations and regards. I've had such a good time with these dollies thus far. The last one was quite full of piss and verve, but great fun all the same. I love what I do what I love, and my love will flip London on its head. The gabbers and bluecoats are up in arms about me, true, but the bobbies are tossers, and it hardly matters anyways. I'm a proper beast and shan't ever be caged. Things have been quiet of late, but nothing lasts forever. Hold this letter back till print. Keep it from the bluecoats' hands till then, and I shan't come scratching at your door next. Humbly yours, the Cannock Courser. How remarkably callous, how bleak to have one's life ripped literally to shreds, and your killer given a voice for their heinous acts. I will find the filth responsible for this. Seems I have my work cut out for me. Best get a move on. I will find the filth responsible for this. Okay. Let's see. Clementine, let's talk to you. Miss Reid, why the long face? Believe it or not, Clem, I'm here to inspect a body. You're here to inspect a body? Were you secretly a police special this whole time? Far from it, I assure you. No point in explaining to Clem how I ended up in this mess, especially when I'm unsure of the finer details myself. Listen, you know I care for all the girls here, and I know you do too. It's terrible what happened last night, right under our very noses. If only I could... She cuts off, shaking her head. There's nothing I can do, I know that. Plain as day. But you, Clara, might just have a chance. You think so? Aye, I do. You're whip smart, and you care about the girls too. Don't try to deny it. There's no one else I'd rather have on the case. Well, thank you for the vote of confidence. I'm not near certain of that myself. Thank you for the vote of confidence. Plus 10 hope. 90 again, okay. Well, thank you for the vote of confidence. That's what I'm here for. Now, you'd best get upstairs. Nothing to be learned hanging around here. Right you are, Clem. Maybe I have more of a chance to track down this killer than I thought. At the very least, it's good to know Clem supports my efforts. Okay, let's go to the Velvet Rose. And let's see what Ives has to say. The plush carpet underfoot is now uncomfortably reminiscent of spilled blood. Is it your imagination that a sense of violent death taints the air? That it's still much colder in here than usual? You've never given much credit to stories about spirits lingering near the site of their deaths. The victim was a friend who worked at the Rose alongside you. You wonder if she suffered. You wonder who could be responsible. Steel yourself. The truth is but a few moments away. Okay. Let's save real quick. And talk to Ives. Good day, Miss Reid. Go ahead. I've cleared the room for you. The air in this room is stifling. It's that solid sense of dread that you only find next to a corpse. Quite different from simply reading about the courtesan killer in the papers. Every problem seems inconsequential until it's at your doorstep. Poor Arya. If I can find the monster that did this, perhaps her spirit can rest. Saints above, what will I tell Felipe? Okay, so it was her, okay. Would it be pertinent to look around the room or inspect the body first? Let's see. Ah yeah, there's already more stuff that she picks up on than hungover old Atticus. Claw marks. The rake and spacing of these claw marks seems oddly uniform. How does the old saying go? Symmetry is rarely found in nature. On the contrary, symmetry can be found in nature often, if memories of my college days serve me. Twee saying, really. Okay, bloody bedsheets. The concentration of blood suggests that the struggle began on the bed and proceeded until she hadn't the energy to continue. Reticule? Terrible. It's Arya's reticule. A handbag, okay. Bloody and torn to shreds. Take it to place it with the body. Take it because it might be worth something. Leave it there. Let's leave it there. No, this isn't mine to take. I should get back to the investigation. Also, I don't really want to tamper with the crime scene. Pocket watch. This pocket watch looks rather familiar. Have I seen it before? The interior of the cover is engraved with a decorative image of a bird in flight. There appears to be a significant scratch marring the image. Do we take it with you for investigation, maybe? To investigate it myself? I guess. I'll hold on to this and see if I can't inquire after its owner. Maybe Anselina over at the curio shop could enlighten me. Okay, and there's a window. One of two places the killer could have entered the room, the other being the door, of course. I run my fingers along the wood grain near the hinges, feeling for any splintering. If the killer entered this way, it appears they didn't force the window open. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at the watch. A fairly scratched up pocket watch found at the crime scene. Okay. I suppose we're gonna talk to... Wait, we didn't look at the body yet. Let's do that. Her lifeless and torn up body lies mouldering on the brothel floor. By the saints, it's all the more haunting up close. Poor Ariana. Let's just get on with it, shall we? Arya was a friend. I won't let this stand. Justice, okay. This character has gained the vengeful trait and will now be able to select dialogue options that require this trait. A semblance of fairness, of truth. The building blocks of something better, painstakingly chased. Okay. Where shall I start? Let's inspect the body. Intellect, inspect the body, or intuition? Oh, both of those are bad. Come on, a 6, please. No, of course not. Of course not. Skill checks that low, I just don't get them. There are many gaping and ragged wounds across her entire body. She's been thoroughly brutalized, as if she were torn apart. Blasted be the monster who did this. Observe the room. God damn it. Okay, come on, a 6 or better. There we go, okay. At least. There's a spattering of blood across nearly the entire room, though it seems most concentrated on the bed and in the area where the body now lies. The concentration of blood suggests she was attacked while on the bed and struggled with her attacker until finally collapsing on the floor. If she had already lost so much blood from the first attack on the bed, how did she have the endurance to fight much longer? Enough for now. 86% examine the torn stomach, or investigate the puncture marks. Let's try the intuition, because we're better at that. Come on, 3 or better. We can do that. 9, there we go. That's much better. Much better. The torso of the deceased has been sliced open around the stomach and into the chest cavity. It's grim and gruesome work to sort through. Within the cavity of her flesh and bone, her organs form a disorderly chorus of reds, purples and browns. I recognize a few, and yet others are curiously absent. Her heart is missing, as is her liver. I think other organs might be missing besides. Okay. 50-50 chance. Let's try it. Of course not. Of course not. I never get the low chances. There's little sense to be made of her bare insides, as they shine wetly in the light that they were never meant to see. I knew a Haruspex once who practiced the reading of entrails to divine the future from slaughtered beasts of burden. It scarcely fazed me then, the viscera of the dead ox beneath the Sibyllic hands. I'm not sure I found what I was looking for, but what I have seen will linger in my already troubled dreams. Okay, let's investigate the puncture marks. Come on, please. Please, one of the low checks. There we go, there we go. That's great, that's good. The multitude of puncture wounds across her body seem to have one thing in common. They are, generally speaking, uniform, as if they were created by the same weapon. Whatever created them passed in and out of the flesh cleanly with purpose. The puncture wounds, the shape of the injury, even the fight and the torn up corpse suggest that this was an attack carried out by tooth and claw. But if that's the case, why are the wounds clean? The creature bit but did not chew, did not tear off chunks of the still warm flesh to consume. There's nothing more to be done here. Okay. Update was... Okay, relay the findings to Ives. Okay. And also I'm going to take a look at that. Justice is down here. Right, yeah, it's getting filled out now. Just 6 missing. And I don't think we're gonna get all of them, but it gives us a hint about our progression in the game, I think. Before we start, I thought I might let you know the prevailing theory, now that you've had the opportunity to inspect the room yourself. Let's hear it then. The authorities believe that this crime was not committed by self-possessed hands. Specifically, they are working under the assumption that the killing was committed by a lycanthrope, given this, as well as the last killing's proximity to the full moon. And what do you believe? Suffice to say, there are many aspects of this case that do not make sense to me. Indeed, there are cracks in that conclusion. Least of all, that last night was not the full moon proper. Some werewolves have been known to lose their heads in the days preceding it, but it is far from a universal affliction. I would do best to reserve my judgment, and for that matter consider how much I am willing to share with my friend here. But sharing our findings will be mutually beneficial to us both, insofar as understanding this case goes. That being said, it is hard to trust this unknown man, let alone his shadowy backers. So, Miss Reid, you've seen the body. Anything you'd like to share? Nasty work, though hardly my first time seeing a dead body up close. There was a watch among the things in the room. I wondered if I might take it and attempt to identify its origin myself. Move along and discuss your inspection of the crime scene. Let's go with the second one. That is fine with me. I'll make sure the proper authorities know where the item has gone. Nasty work. Care to expand on that, mademoiselle? Too numerous to remember every instance. Saints, that's rather an alarming notion, now I think on it. Perhaps another time, detective. Ives still has a ways to go to earn my trust. Thus far, he does not seem particularly untrustworthy, at least. Move along and discuss your inspection of the crime scene. The whole scene was unusually gruesome, a horrific tableau. The room was awash with blood. Share this detail. There is a great deal of blood, while most of it was on the bed. The splatter also spread to the walls and floors. It would suggest she fought before succumbing to blood loss. Surely someone hurt her, if that was the case. What else did you see? The wounds were far too uniform to be random. Share it. I noticed something strange when looking closely at her wounds. They were altogether uniform, precise. There was no sign of mastication, of, well, chewing. Well, Miss Reid, that is a most disturbing detail. It would certainly contradict the prevailing notion that this was done by a werewolf. Was there anything else? The state of her organs, some were missing. I'll share the details. Her heart and liver are missing. There may be additional organs missing as well, though I'm no physician. A similar situation occurred with the other victims. He strokes his chin for a moment. Were there any further details you noticed? Those are the details that struck me as particularly strange. I found a considerable amount of evidence which he did not. Yeah, you know what? Call him out. Mr. Duval, it seems like you missed a number of important details. His eyes narrow like he's caught me picking his pocket. One might counter by suggesting that you noticed an unusual amount of details, Miss Reid. As soon as he finishes, his face regains its normal dispassion. No matter, I suppose you're right, Miss Reid, and you may have just blown the case wide open. I'm impressed with your observational skills. Plus 10 hope. Are we at... No, we're at 90 again. Hopefully he'll learn not to overlook such minute details.